needed that. I needed that. Randy Carnes, first one on the board with a good sunshine morning. Good to have you here. I'm a little high this morning. Adjust it with this fancy chair. Can I? My hair is extra spiky, so I needed to lower myself a touch. Bob Dewey, good to have you on the show, my friend, way down there. Is Athens County or just Athens? I don't know my counties very well. Let me go. Paula Jack, good morning. Dave, what's the ice like, Paula? Is it where is it at? Are we still frozen? Because we got a kind of a warm spot over here in Central Ohio. Dave Bouchard, were you on the show yesterday, Dave? I felt like I didn't. I was worried. Felt like I didn't see you. And I really, I care about every darn one of you. I love all of you. I've said it many times. I don't just say that. I mean it. Sue Francis, that's my aunt. Good morning. Betty Carlson, that's also my aunt. Good morning. I've told you guys about, I'm turning my heater on. I forgot to turn my cup heater on. It's a little brisk down here in the basement this morning. Karen Buzzard, that's my ma. Good to have you on the show, Mom. She's one of my bigger fans. I don't know if you know that. She likes a lot of the stuff I do. Not all of it. She was not a fan of the tattoo phase. Number one internet show by my ma. That's 100% correct. Paula Scholl, good morning. Eddie Ambras, that's my Aunt Eddie. Not really. Good morning. Guysville, east of Athens. So Guysville, is that the county you're in though? I don't know. Ruthie. So my mic is right in the way of the comments, but it's okay. I can do one of those once in a while. Ruthie, good morning. The Wi-Fi is working today. Excellent. Paula Jack, ice is still holding. Guysville. Oh, Guy Ferretti. Yeah. That's, speaking of that, we need to find some old pictures of me when I was in my Guy Ferretti phase. We'll see. Here's the thing. I looked like Guy Ferretti before he did, or at least before anybody knew he did. Like in the 2002, somewhere around there, like in that phase, I was white blonde hair. And then I was like my facial hair is not extremely dark. So I was experimenting. Like this isn't necessarily gray. It's a little gray. But back then it was just like sort of like reddish. I don't know. Not cool bearded face. So I had I did wear the wristbands actually, Brian, and to be honest. But it was before him. See, like what you would do back in the rock days is you would have your wristband up here. I don't know why. Sometimes you would have two wristbands for double sweat, or so they were forearm bands, I guess. Anyways, I'll have to find a couple of those. They're pretty hilarious and pretty embarrassing. I was not living a very nutritious life at the time, and it shows. I lived on mostly cigarettes and Jägermeister. I actually used to drink. We were talking about this. I used to drink Jägermeister out of a coffee cup, and I drank it like coffee. Like I drank a lot of it. And I was pretty good at it. Not at all. There's several people that the first words I ever said to them was like, "What'd you say to me? What'd you call me?" Like that kind of stuff. So good morning, Ruthie. Good to have you here. The ice is still holding, Paula. What do you think? Let's bet on that. We'll see. So Paula, send me in Facebook a picture of most recent picture of the ice. But East Brady and Brady's Bend, that area there, the ice going out is a huge deal because sometimes it takes the bridge, so you got to be aware of it. You like if you're planning a trip, you're like, well, is the bridge still there? Like that's the truth. Like you would really think in those terms. In my lifetime, I don't think the bridge ever was gone, but there was previous generations. People like, well, we'd like to go to town. Bridge is gone. Ice took it. So that's a big deal in where we're at, and that's the merging of Armstrong and Clarion, right? Is that the two counties that meet right there? Right. So Brian, you just said we were all good at drinking from our own perspective, and yes, that is correct. But I was not. I never was. Well, I thought I was. So anyways, I'm gonna say. So what's today? Today's the 25th, right? 2/25. Yes, Thursday 25th. I'm gonna say March 7th. I'm gonna put $100 towards Christopher's Promise, my own money, not donated money, my own dinero, that it goes out on the 7th. So there you go. So how do I lose though? If it goes out on the 7th, do I pay them? I'm not a good gambler. I don't know how to do that stuff. We'll figure it out. That's the deal. Everyone pick a date. We'll try to keep track of it. Maybe make Scott, can we make one of those like, we could do, like the Super Bowl, where you pick a square. Maybe we'll put a calendar up and everybody could buy a square. Does that sound like something we could do? Is that legal? I don't even know. So everyone buys a square on the calendar and we'll donate it. That sounds like fun. It's gambling and it's for a good cause. I love gambling for a good cause. The casino night at the church is always a fun time and it's for a good cause. So yeah, that was totally on the fly. We'll figure that out. Yeah. So where I grew up in Bryan, not too far, like the river canyon wall, I don't know, hill we called it, but it's a canyon to Central Ohio. It's a mountain. You could hear it at night, that ice grinding and creaking. And if you were close to it, it's terrifying. I've told the story once where I was in the water as it was going off. I'll maybe when the ice goes out, we'll figure that out. So anyways, that'll be a project we'll work on over the next day or two. Figure out a way to buy squares. So it'll be fun. Right? That's what I think. Let's see. I gotta use the mouse. All right, we're caught up. Brian, wristbands. Jim Black, good morning, my friend. And here go out. Yes, correct. So this morning at the school drop off, I don't know if you've had this joy of dropping kids off at school now. There was no dropping off at school at Sugar Creek Elementary. Yes, Sugar Creek. I know that some people would say Sugar Creek, and that just sounds like you're making it up. But Sugar Creek, wow, that's a fresh pot of coffee, and that was hot. That one got me. But there was no drop-offs at Sugar Creek. You rode the bus or you walked. That was it. No like line around the corner of people dropping off. I'm not saying like if you had a dentist appointment or something, you would go. You could get dropped off, but not like it is today. Now, the community I live in is like a walking community, which means everybody drives their kid to school because, you don't send a first grader to walk to school on his own. Just don't. So, Julie, well, you didn't miss much, honestly. I was just talking about how in the early 2000s, I was not very healthy on every level, from fitness to what I was consuming. And then we talked about we're going to start that when the ice goes out at East Brady, it's a big deal. And we're going to have a betting on it for charity kind of thing. I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of, we'll have to phrase it in a certain way. So it'll be cool. And Sugar Creek. Thank you, Brian. Sugar Creek. I'm going bicycle shopping this weekend. I'm excited about that. I don't have any money though, which will make it tricky. So maybe it'll be a heist. Maybe I'll steal a bike. No, I won't steal a bike. Randy, you walked to school all through grade school? You seem like a kind of guy that would cut class too. You'd be like, you know what? I don't feel like it today. If I was going to guess, that's Randy Carnes, class cutter. But the school drop off thing is interesting. I'd never been a part of it on any level. Never been really dropped off. And then coworker shows up, and I got to start learning these things. You have a wristband one? Can you put it up? People are like, oh my God, do those old pictures, do you feel terrible about them? I'm like, no. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't change it. I'm not saying I would do it again. Some of my fashion choices, but they are what they are. And, it was enough to get the job done. Bob, you're going to get on the motorcycle today? Dang. That is cold day, but you'll probably get Mike Gould to join you. But what I know, so just when you get it, just throw it up. When you, oh, that is awesome. So we got the Capo 5 for whatever reason. Obviously the Aviators, and then I wonder what wristband that was. Is that a Transformers one? I wore a Transformers one for a while because I have the Transformers tattoo right there. I don't know if you can see it. Right on the old bicep. So this would have been 2005-ish, if I'm to guess. So, so the Livestrong bracelet and the thumb ring. Oh my God, that is so awesome. So yeah, the Livestrong bracelet, the thumb ring, but I didn't have the forearm tattoo yet. So I think I got that in 2006. And I know this is guitar nerdy or song nerdy. This would have been a Saving Jane show, and we only Capo 5 on one song, and it was I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but it did make an album, but it was never like a song. I mean, it was a song, but it was never like anything we played a lot, but we were playing it at that point. So that picture is awesome. I can't believe you guys didn't ring in on that. That's kind of hilarious. So let's see. Oh, you were an official Barstool holder-upper. I like that. In Pennsylvania, present bike prices. It is a fell. I'll tell you what, I will say. So Brian and I have been chatting offline, or actually still online, just off, not on the show. Brian's a bicycle aficionado. I'm looking to do a major bike ride trip this summer. And I've decided to upgrade my hardware. So it's more likely that the mechanical failures would be this machine, not the one I'm riding. And yeah, bicycles have reached the point that you can spend as much as you wanted to. If you're like, I think my bicycle budget is $26,000. There's one out there that costs $26,000. I'm not in that budget price. Just saying, I'm not looking at no 20,000. I'm hoping to get out of there, substantially less than that, but less than, I'd like to do 5% of that if I could. And it's still just like, I can't believe I'm going to spend that much on a bike. And then I'm like, but then I also don't have any money. So again, the bike heist, that's where that's going to happen. So, that's a good picture, Scott. We should find, what is it, Throwback Thursday? We should find an old picture of me every Thursday. I think that's a new segment of the show. Throwback Thursday. We can compare how I've aged, how I've, just totally see how things went. In most cases, not that great. My hair is extra spiky today. I kind of reminds me of the old days. Yes, Matt Adkins, I did get a new chair. Now that you mention it, and I paid a lot of money for this chair. I mean, compared to I normally find a chair on the, I find a chair on the curb. So I can't spin it because I'm using a headphone rig today with this mic. Does it sound better? Do you like it? Can you tell? I love this microphone, and I'm wired to it. See, it's a wire. I will not use earbuds. Okay, Matt. So I will tell you, it was a Lazy Boy chair, which, thank you. And it was, I didn't know Lazy Boy even made office chairs, but I went to a Staples and totally drove. Thank you, Michael. Drove the I don't know, the salesperson or the guy that works at Staples crazy, because I just said, like, I know you got to wipe these all down, but I'm gonna sit on all of these chairs. I need to find out which one is one. So I totally sat on every single chair, and I didn't look at price tags. And I'm just like, whichever one I like, then I'll go from there. Like, let me get my top 3, and then we'll see which one is. And this particular chair wasn't even on sale, but it's very, I have nothing but the highest praise for it. It was like under $150 maybe, you know, but it's got like a super firm cushion for my buttocks, as opposed to like a super squishy where you sink down into it. So I like it. Age is just a number. You're aging like a fine wine. I feel like I'm aging like a can of soup or a can of beer. It is reproducing my voice accurately. Thank you. Are you getting that deep baritone? I'm not really a baritone. I guess I am. Yeah, I'm middle of the road baritone. You know what, Eddie? I haven't heard much from the DLB band, and then I was thinking, what more appropriate than to not hear anything from the Do Less band, because they're doing less. So I'm looking forward to their next whatever it is. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. I don't know what I was talking about, but it was pretty great stuff. We're going to start doing a Throwback Thursday. I should write this down. I was on a meeting yesterday, and I'm like, let me write this down. And they're like, you don't have a document open? I'm like, well, I have a legal pad. I still write stuff down. I'm old. I have a nice pen right here. Let's see. Hold on. So we're going to do bet when the ice goes out, which is kind of funny. Bet on the ice and throwbacks. All right. I just don't want to forget it. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? Because I didn't do it yet. I'm going to mail all the boxes, because I got a ton of boxes to go out. By the way, Dave, or Matt, I'm sorry, Matt Atkins, my good friend Dave Dixon, I have a new shipment coming, and I'll go through there and pick you one out. Because I'm running lower than I thought I was. So on the Dave Dixon Northumbria Amazing Picks. So, all right, everybody. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. It was cold this morning. I don't know if you guys have been outside yet. TJ Kege, good morning. TJ, I don't know what you're doing with your cooking, but it looks amazing. If you want to help a guy out, I'm currently vegetarian. Did a whole vegetarian month of February. I swear to God, I'm actually going to try leaning into March and try to go vegan. This isn't like a long-term thing. I don't want to hear, it's a good idea, it's a bad idea. None of that. I'm just experimenting, looking at it, combating things like inflammation in shoulders and things like that. So I'm just trying something new. But if you have a cool vegetarian recipe, it should be good. Oh, you know what, Randy? That is a great idea. So every week I'll do one, yet somebody else, you can reach out to me and be like, you also be featured as a throwback. It's funny. So yeah, that's a great idea, actually. Some of you do great jobs, and some of you don't post old pictures, and I've known you a long time, so I know what you looked like back then. Yeah, some of you didn't look good. Some of you looked great. But what do they call it when you age better? Glowing up? You glue up. I don't know. Yeah. Jägermeister is vegan. That's funny. That's some funny stuff right there. Well, everybody, it's been a great show. Thanks for being here this morning. This morning it was so cold. I had to wear a jacket, and I didn't care for that. Frost on the truck, I'm going to call it, felt like 26 degrees. See? Dead on. Spot on, as they say. I'm pretty proud of that one. That was pretty good. Yeah, the TBTs are fun. You know what? I think now if you're totally like, if it represents like a terrible time in your life and you don't want to be reminded of it, I'm with that too. I'm totally get you. But there's some, I'll have to scroll through. I have some pictures that are just the worst. So a few years ago, I collected every terrible picture from me from like 2000 and back, where you look goofy or whatever. And I was gonna start using them as promo pictures of like when I was playing a gig, and like some of them are not even recognizable. Like it's crazy. So I'm like, I probably shouldn't put pictures where you don't know who I am. So, anyways, well, hey, I love all of you. You know, I'm looking. See, when I point this way, I'm looking at all the comments. I love you, and love you, and I love you, and you got it going on, and all of you. You're all pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if it's a funny picture, if it's something you're comfortable with sharing, please share. I want awesome fun, not like, ugh, it was a terrible time of my life. So, but I love every darn one of you. Even you.